look at that on the way back. Canada prides itself, this is Cooper right here, we're going to make a left on Cooper, and remember the McDonald's, how can you miss that McDonald's sign? Okay, you're going to make a left before the McDonald's, okay, and this is the street of our hotel. Canada prides itself with being peacekeepers. They have a really, really big presence in the UN for being peacekeepers. And that is one of the things they make a very big deal about, separating themselves from.
View. Should we stop? Yes. Yes, let's go for it, John. Now this is the Ottawa River, but there's a third river here that meets in this area where you see the bridge. That's the Gatineau River, and actually everything you see on the other side of the river is in the city of Gatineau, where I live now. You know, of course, that Canada as a country is officially bilingual. French and English are the two official languages of the country. Now, we wish this was the case also for the capital, but it's not yet the case. So we're trying to get the French Canadians, we're trying to convince everybody it would be a good idea for the capital to also be officially bilingual like the rest of the country. We're about to turn on Elgin Street, named so in honor of Lord Elgin, a former governor of British North America, which is how Canada was called before it was founded in 1867. So Lord Elgin was the governor of British North America during the 1850s or so. So this is one of the major arteries in the downtown area. If you look way to the end of this street, you'll see scaffolding, and a big crane. And where the scaffold is, that's the war memorial. And that's a good bearing that you can use as you're walking out of your hotel and turning onto the street, because you walk up to that monument, and once you're at that monument, you're basically on the main street of the city. If you go down to the right from that monument up ahead, down to the right, you end up on Rideau Street. the second most popular tourist attraction after Parliament Hill, right